All right, this is an overview of what I'm referring to as my Phoenix Props Jedi Killer Omega. It's probably the last of the Phoenix Props Jedi Killers that I'm going to be working on, hence the Omega. I've got a couple of pictures with it with the what I'm referring to as the Alpha, which was the very first of these that I built. But I'm going to retire the design for this chassis stuff afterwards. Every one that I've built has been slightly different, but the overall design itself, I'm just retiring it because I'm not wanting to move ahead with doing any more versions of it. Maybe when the V2 comes out from Phoenix Props, there will be a new chassis for it. But as far as the V1 goes, this is the final one like this that I'm going to be doing. Overview, it is Proffie powered, 18650 with in-hilt 1.3 mil recharge port. NPXL connector, dual pixels up here. You have a 22 mil speaker underneath the crystal chamber. And then down through here, there's going to be some pixel accents, and then of course the recharge port down on the bottom end. We'll go through, oh, and I do have the blade plug already removed, so I can easily insert a blade when we're going through some of the demo parts. Quick start for the teardown. If you just want to turn this on and off and you don't really want to see the chassis itself, all you have to do is come through, remove the pommel, and inside there's a small kill key. I've got these ones made extremely small on the diameter of the tip so that they will pass through the metal sleeve on the chassis itself. And now you see the chamber lighting up very nicely. All the weathering on this hilt, I should mention, was done by Nate Sambar. He's done a great job on this one, as well as a couple of the others that I've worked on. Just love the work that he ends up doing on these. So kudos to him and shout out. So if anybody's looking for weathering similar to this, reach out to him. Next for the teardown, so if you want to use it like this, it does work. We have dual button here.
Ben Solo.
And swing on. Twist off. That's kind of the main operation as it is on most every 2-button Proffie saber. Currently with the blade out, the upper chamber and the upper crystal and the emitter will glow the same. So with the blade out, they do this, and it does have blade detect. And now you'll see it's changed its blade presets so that you can see exactly what's going on there. So we'll go through a little more of the teardown so you can actually see the chassis. In the back end, you can see there's some notches made on the flat disc. I just used to grab with the fingernail, kind of in twist. And it only goes in about 2 full turns before it'll drop out. You're then presented with this, like that. The cage slides off. You pull out the red wire from the little hole it sits in, and then unscrew this. When you're putting this piece back on, don't tighten it down. It doesn't need it. Just lightly touch it in place with your fingers, and then it will go in place. I'm going to put the kill key back in while I pull the sleeve, and we'll show you that in just a second. The wire is split at this point. Obviously, when on display, you can't really tell, but grab on that section where that wire is, give it a light twist. And so I don't knock the camera off, I'm going to unscrew this off camera. It is a fine threading. So you slide this off and we'll lay it aside. It does stay with the red wire for that half. This is a Shapeways smooth plastic. You'll see brass here, brass here. Keep turning, there's the Proffie recharge port with kill key currently in it. And then we will take the sleeve, slide it down gently. And then you just look here, like if you slide it this far, that's too far. And when it's lit up, you can really notice where that's supposed to line up.
Fulfill your destiny.
And these are 2 NeoPixel PCBs from Shadowfall Props. They have 42 pixels in them, all in one single inter zigzag kind of pattern on the PCB. Provides a great amount of animation, as you'll see in a moment. Actually, we'll do it right now.
Wherever you are hard to find.
So because they are so small, so closely spaced together, you can see that it flows up through very nicely. This one is kind of tilt based on the hilt angle. So it kind of floats the green towards the top area.
Kylo Ren. Traitor! Ben Solo.
And then we're back to the beginning.
You are hard.
We'll leave it on this one because it's got a nice animation. You'll see the sleeve. This is Shapeways printed brass with some light weathering across the majority of it, and then some of the deeper accents have a lot darker kind of tinting with some brass black chemical weathering. Helps kind of match it along with a lot of the work that Nate did on that upper section, as well as the lower handle itself. Make it look a little bit grimy. So that's kind of the overall look at the chassis. Putting the handle back on, remove this sleeve. I usually recommend, just to be on the safe side, putting the kill key back in, remove the sleeve, put the lower handle back on, then you'll put the sleeve, this brass sleeve, back in, put in this little booster engine section, the cage retainer, and then of course the pommel itself. Either which way you look at it, when this thing is assembled fully with all the hilt parts, it looks great. If you disassemble it and you want to use it with display, you can obviously, put these parts together next to it on the shelf, and it's still going to look really good. Let me put the blade in it and tighten it down, and we will look at blade styles. A lot of unstables on this.
Kylo Ren. Traitor! Ben Solo. Hard to find. Kylo Ren.
I think we're back to the beginning here now, so we'll go through and kind of just let you have one last look at it. This is a beauty. Definitely glad I got to work on this one as kind of the last of my JediKiller series. Hope you enjoy it. And for the owner who's using this video as a review, if there's anything that you'd like to have changed or updated, by all means, let me know, and we can make the adjustments on the config as you desire.